News in the middle of the park. 24-year-old Tate Russell up against his former teammates. He played 86 times for Western Sydney, scoring 5 goals, 16 appearances last year, and now replacing Josh Risdon in that right back for the Green and Blacks. And for Alan Stadic's side, well, the coach has made 3 changes from the team that started the derby last weekend. Dylan Shikluna is replaced by Oscar Priestman in the middle of the park. Božidar Krajev makes his 50th A-League start. He comes in for Zach Sapsford, who drops out of the matchday squad entirely. And Juan Mata replaces last weekend's goal scorer, Aidan Hammond, in the starting 11. He's on the bench, so is the youngster Ben Holliday. And some attacking options there as well with Aidan Hammond and Marcus Antonsen for Alan Stad. Yet, but there is a certain symmetry this afternoon for those of you that like the deep dive into refereeing statistics. Well, it's been a big weekend at Iron Bark Fields. There was a Diwali festival here late into the evening, very well attended last night. You can see the fairground atmosphere in the background is present once again, and the rides are still there. We've had the Red Bull aerobatics, and we are underway for the first home game for Western United this season in front of a healthy crowd at Iron Bark Fields against the Western Sydney Wanderers, who have won twice away to Western United, Grace, but the first one was in Ballarat, the second was in Hobart. Let's see how they go now at the real home of Western United.
Well, thanks, Robbie, and we'll come back to that point in perhaps just a moment.
As it is, the visitors straight onto the front foot with Krajev, now wide with Milanovic, getting down to the byline, the cross in. No first test for Matt Sutton in the United goal.
But a bright start for the Wanderers and a very good afternoon to all A-League fans. And what has been another entertaining round of football. We hope that this game proves no different.
The first corner of the match, Juan Mata with plenty of air to the back post. It's one in the air by Božidar Krajev. And this time out for a goal kick. There is Dylan Leonard. Just turned 17 in May of this year, 2007. Birth date and the tightness in the calves for James Donachie, the 31-year-old former champion with Melbourne Victory, former Brisbane Roar player under Ange Postecoglou as well. Well, John Aloisi didn't hesitate in throwing in the youngsters, as he has done so far this season. 7 academy graduates were on the team sheet last week.
It's a huge opportunity this afternoon for Dylan Leonard, the 17-year-old, replacing his senior 31-year-old in James Donachie, and has the confidence of the coach promising young talent he is, but a real test today up against what is a pretty exciting Wanderers attack.
Tomoki Imai wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Ben Garuccio. Here is Leonard. Normally you see the 17-year-olds come on as wingers or perhaps fullbacks, but that's a position of great responsibility in the middle at the back. Mind you, there's a youngster who was given his opportunity last year, Grimaldi, who has been outstanding so far in green and black.
Yeah, excellent, Matt Grimaldi. Didn't he have a standout season last year? Really broke onto the scene and has been awarded with regular football under John Aloisi, and understandably so, a real live wire in the middle of the park.
And the number 10 shirt as well, following the departure of Steven Lustica. Daniel Peña, another who left the club over the summer. Here's Clisby with Mata, looking for the return pass. Danzaki gets it clear. Pasquale under pressure, and he's conceded another corner.
It was a bit of a panicked back pass from Pasquale. Moment of indecision.
It will be Juan Mata. And that left foot to take again. He's got Josh Brillante just there. Pretty windy at Ironbark Fields. A cool 16 degrees at kickoff as well. So the sun is shining, but it's a bracing atmosphere in Melbourne's west. Pasquale again with Leonard. You know how important a good start to a season can be. The Western Sydney Wanderers have only once in their history lost their first 2 matches of a season, so they will be looking to avoid joining the 2014-15 vintage, who lost their first 4 of the season. Vidakovic, who had a very promising A-League debut last week in the derby. 2 years ago as champions, Western United know all about making a bad start to a season. It was something they never recovered from. And then this year, they know once again, with so many young players in the side, they'll be looking to the experience of Ibasuki, of a young Thurgate there as well, as Pasquale looks to take that free kick quickly.
Well, the referee looked to play advantage and let play flow, but ultimately a bit too much going on there with the shirt pull-in.
Alex Bonatig just getting the stern talking to from Ali Reza Fagani. It's being assisted this afternoon by Joey Lee and Astro Sakalis running the line. Russell's cross is not a bad one. Danzaki thought about hitting it first time. Closed down by Priestman. Božidar Krajev decides to head for the safety of the touchline. Like Juan Mata, Krajev makes his first start for his new side.
Well, Reza Fagani actually just asking for the socks to be pulled up a little higher.
Oh, the fashion police present in Tarneet.
I don't mind it.
You want the old school socks up? Great, it's not over the knee Thierry Henry style. Here is Danzaki. Pasquale again. It's a good run from Thurgate into the area, able to turn Clisby. Was looking inside, it's cleared by Priestman. Here they come again. Grimaldi with the little touchback. And now the effort from distance from Tate Russell against his former employers. Krajev, so good back to goal with Bonatig, and then Vidakovic looks long. Brandon Borello throws himself into that challenge with Russell. Referee sees nothing untoward in any of that.
It's good energy there from Western United. A couple of minutes they'd been under pressure from the Wanderers, but in their own attacking half, it's looking bright.
Thurgate's ball with Laval, his cross, back post. The header by Milanovic, back doing his defensive duties. Charbel Shamoun straight back in towards Laval again. Socks are dropping dangerously low towards the ankles there, Oliver Laval.
Well, saved by the offside flag on that occasion, but as I was just mentioning, good attacking intent, good press from Western United just to put the Wanderers under a bit of pressure. And you can see as well the high line that they're starting with just outside the 18-yard box. Numbers forward.
Pasquale deflects that one off his face. Gabriel Cleur sliding into the challenge on Shamoun. Grimaldi's ball back, and you can see Cleur there just holding Shamoun at arm's length. Plenty of changes to both sides over the off-season for the home team, Western United. Lockie Wales, Daniel Pena, Jacob Tratt, Lustica, Rukovitsia, O'Toole and Josh Risdon, the captain, all leaving. Only Tate Russell and Ibasuki of note coming in. But of course they have an excellent academy at Western United, where the players get their opportunity. Cleur has done well down that right-hand side, blocked by Leonard, but Cleur has it back again with Mata. Brillante with Priestman. Now Bonatig as they bring the ball all the way out. Jong Tae-wook, the Korean defender, who came in for a little bit of criticism after the Derby defeat to Sydney FC. He has big shoes to fill in the form of Marcelo, the Wanderers captain, who he replaces in the centre of defence this season. Here goes Milanovic, released by Mata. Milanovic still. Good challenge by the 17-year-old Leonard. Now with his captain, Tomoki Imai. Three Japanese players in the Western United starting 11 for the second week in a row. All-time leading appearance maker as well for Western United is Tomoki Imai. Mata. Priestman. With Jong, Bonatig, in the feet of Kraev. Western Sydney trying to invite the press. Laval looks to run down Jong. It's all the way back to the keeper, Vidakovic. They then look long. Mata can't bring the ball under control though. Thurgate finds Laval. Grimaldi operating on this left side of midfield. The Western United number 10. With Russell. Josh Brillante, Bonatig with Clisby. Flick over. It's good pressing at the moment coming from Western United. Russell, early ball is a good one for Laval. A little touch off for Grimaldi. The 1-2 is nicely done. Grimaldi's just been forced wide by Cleur. Thurgate made the dive in towards the 6-yard box, but there was nobody looking to fill the gap behind him. Another little 1-2 is not bad. Thurgate won't get there though. He's clattered into Jong Tae-wook. Shamoun with Thurgate again. Plenty of white shirts. And they've managed to get it clear with Borello. He looks up.
Oh, it's a good passage there from Western United. Just patient on the ball, trying to pick their moment. Good combinations that we saw. Laval and Thurgate with those deep line runs into the box that he loves to do. And Grimaldi as well, looking to get involved.
Thurgate's little touch for Grimaldi again. Accelerates. He's got Laval and Ibasuki ahead of him. Looking to match the 3,500 crowd that turned out for that first game, that remarkable match of football against MacArthur last season, where they came from 2 goals down, 4 goals in 14 second-half minutes. Michael Roos, the hero that day. Now, Michael Roos is not on the match day squad, but it is a selection issue. He is fit, he is available, and he has been left out, as that's good strength from Borrello, and that's a great finish. Well, he got just 1 goal last season, Brandon Borrello, after that foot injury right at the start of the campaign. But he's off the mark here in week 2.
Yeah, a really coolly taken finish there by Brandon Borrello, the Socceroo. And you have to say as well, against the run of play on the Harvey Norman replay, it's direct and straight through the middle, and great strength shown on the ball. Bounces off Imai, gets the shot away quickly and cleanly. It's a solid finish.
Nick Milanovic will pick up the assist. First goal for Borrello since the 16th of March, when he netted against Perth Glory. There are the career stats. Is this to be his season 2 years ago, of course, when he scored those 13 goals on his return to A-League football after a challenging period in Germany.
It was ultimately that form that got him the call up into the Socceroo squad. Struggled a little bit to climb back to those heights. But that's a really positive sign. It had been for a few minutes there, all Western United. But in transition, a quick direct ball forward. And Borrello strong on the ball, good physicality, good speed shown, and Timothy Imai is no slouch himself.
Well, there you see, Jules 1, very much in Western Sydney's favour last week. Western United came away with the fewest percentage of Jules 1 in the entire league. Just over 40% won in their match against Wellington. Oh, as Timothy Imai with a very high arm on Oscar Priestman. And the first booking of the contest for the Western United skipper.
It's a pretty cynical challenge there from Imai as well. And Priestman bursting through. Just really, really reckless.
You have to be careful. That was probably a orangey shade of yellow
I think
in the referee's
too,
mind.
yeah.
So Western Sydney lead for the first time this season as well. You can see their supporters there already looking to make plenty of noise in what is their first trip to Tarneet. The home fans as well. Plenty of green and black. There are the away fans. This will become, over the course of the season, a must-visit for the hardcore fans of A-League clubs as well. A new stadium with the iconic name of Ironbark Fields. Still yet to be confirmed if they'll be hosting their Melbourne derbies here. Most of the noises suggest that it will be Amy Park next week for Melbourne City, and then Amy Park in 3 weeks' time for Melbourne Victory as well. But hopefully those rumours will be confirmed or otherwise in the next couple of days. The match is certainly coming up quickly for those Western United fans that want to be supporting their team in the derby against City. Oh, that's a good touch from Danzaki through the legs of Mata. Grimaldi with Ibasuki. Hiroshi Ibasuki gets the ball across the face of goal. Thurgate is there, and Brillante with an important touch just took it off his toe. And now Western Sydney look to counter-attack again. Milanovic still going with Kraev, the former Wellington man, Božidar Kraev. Now Clisby. Here's Priestman. Mata. Pasquale just trying to chaperone him away from goal. Milanovic, Mata again. Well, he didn't exactly catch the eye, Juan Mata, in his minutes late on in the derby last week. As his team conceded that second goal, basically seconds after he came on. It wasn't the easiest of assignments, but he's looking to get on the ball here as much as possible today.
Well, we saw in that break too from Western Sydney Wanderers that both he and Morello streaming forward, so still at 36 years old, has the run in.
And here they come again. Clisby with Kraev. Clever little touch for Mata. The return pass again. Nice football, Western Sydney. Kraev looking for his first goal in red and black. Priestman gets it straight back again. Got 13 goals over 2 seasons with Wellington Phoenix, did Božidar Kraev in the A-League, as it's one for Borello to chase.
But again, well managed defensively from Western United. And it's those moments on the break that they've got to be really careful of, but they've got numbers behind the ball well and just contained things, didn't panic. So far in this opening 20 minutes for John Aloisi's side, besides trailing, I think there'd be some positive sentiment about at least the energy we're seeing from this Western United side.
Dylan Leonard gives it away, and Brillante rides the challenge of Thurgate. Mata back to the right with Borello. Mata again. Borello touches away from Laval. You can see everyone back for Western United. That 4-4-2 formation. Pasquale and Thurgate in the middle. Danzaki on the right. Grimaldi on the left. Laval and Ibasuki up front. Clerc. Vidakovic. Long, but it will just bounce away from Božidar Kraev. Applause from the Western Sydney bench for the effort of Vidakovic to find that long raking ball for Kraev. Zaki, who was excellent last week against Wellington, involved again here. Laval just saw his run blocked off by Jong. He's there to impose himself physically. Jong Tae-wook alongside a pretty good ball player out from the back in Alex Bonatig.
Well, that shape just causing, or forcing rather, the hand of Tristan Vidakovic to look long. Doesn't have the short option.
You could hear John Aloisi saying well done to his players for forcing that unforced error, if you like. It's a good couple of minutes just earlier for Western Sydney, though, who, after absorbing the early pressure midway through this first half, now looking to dominate. Pasquale forced back. Brillante, good challenge. Kraev in with Russell. Borello, the challengers are flying in. Bonatig goes all the way back, and again it's good pressing from Oliver Laval, the youngster. Got one goal in his A-League career so far from 5 appearances, 4 last season for Oliver Laval, and it came in that 4-3 win over Perth Glory.
We saw just moments ago off shot Juan Mata just trying to implore his side to calm down a little bit. It feels a little bit scrappy. You mentioned challenges flying through. Pass is not quite sticking.
Here's Shamoun. Under pressure from Milanovic. Home fans want the free kick and they get it. I think Milanovic is claiming he was being held onto as well.
If it was on the blind side of the referee.
Ball to the back post, and it's a header from Angus Thurgate. Now heard the whistle. Go, did Ali Reza Fagani spot something in there? Just out for a goal kick. Little push perhaps. Kraev. And a yellow card for Gabriel Clerc.
Grimaldi giving Clerc all sorts of headaches in this opening half. Loves to get the ball and run at his defender with pace, and Clerc forced into the challenge, into the foul.
You may have noticed that the Western Sydney Wanderers are wearing black armbands this afternoon. It is for the tragic death of one of the fathers of one of their academy players, Awan Lual, who died in a car accident this week. And so the club getting around their young player and the tragic circumstances with that. They have the lead here. Oscar Priestman wide with Clerc. Back with Jong. Mata. Can't get it back from Clerc, who's dispossessed, and it's Shamoun on the charge with Laval. It was a nice pass. The control's not bad either. Just too many numbers in front of him, taking the sting out of his shot.
On that occasion, it was the Wanderers that did really well to get numbers back behind the ball, to slow things down. But Laval, who otherwise looks really dynamic for Western United, looks really comfortable with the ball at his feet, moves well.
There's the photo of him in the crowd at Amy Park celebrating the championship victory from just over 2 years ago as well. The youngster that was on the terraces and now finds himself leading the line for the club he supported.
Just 19 years old, not the youngest on the field though. We've mentioned there, and on the ball here, Dylan Leonard.
He looks long. And it is a fantastic opportunity this season for the A-League clubs to give their kids a chance. 18 teenagers all played in the opening round of matches last weekend. We saw the youngest ever player for Western United, also for the Central Coast Mariners. The free kick's gone against Brandon Borrello, and now Angus Thurgate's fallen theatrically. Borrello's again involved, and it's a yellow card. Juan Mata was in there as well. Third yellow of the afternoon.
He's really made a meal of that. Not too much there, but
I think a little laugh as well between the two players. Ali Reza Fagani.
I can understand the frustration in the first challenge. It looked like a sort of 50-50 coming together.
Now long ball forward to Iwasuki. Able to turn. It's going to be a corner. Good challenge from Bonatic. That's where Iwasuki is so dangerous. Back to goal.
Well, the young defender's done well there.
Again. And Ali Reza Fagani wants the players to stop the wrestling so that we can get on with the game. In it comes from Grimaldi. It's not a bad ball, finding the head of Dylan Leonard. The youngster just couldn't direct it goalwards. Half an hour gone, still Brandon Borrello's goal separates the two sides.
He's gone searching to find that one. Leonard does well to connect. The ball had dropped a little too low. It was hard to redirect from that angle.
It was their Achilles heel last season. Western United, they conceded more headers, more goals from set pieces than any other side in the competition. The Wanderers were the #1 side in the competition for heading goals. Russell, Pasquale closed down quickly by Borrello. Leonard again. Let's have a little touch from Borrello for Priestman. Mata wants it back to the right. They come left with Kraev. Still Mata with the arms raised on the far side of the field. Clisby. Clisby's only scored more than one goal against one opponent in the A-League. That is Western United, against whom he has 2. He looks to get forward down the left-hand side. The ball is with Mata. Given away by Priestman, though. Iwasuki. Oh, now has he been caught late? He has.
Get a second bite at the cherry there. The pass from Isuzu, I thought he had away before the challenge came through, but wasn't a great one. Now Wanderers with some defending to do.
Grimaldi and Pasquale standing over this one. Ball clipped to the back post. Jong's header. Fortunate to find Brillante. Grimaldi again. Borello forward to Mata. Misses his control. Intercepted by Shamoun. Western United have it back again. They're leading the XG, the home side. 0.34 against 0.2 for the Wanderers, but the score tells a different story. Wanderers with 5 shots to 4. Both teams with just the one on target so far. Imai with Pasquale. Russell, first time ball is a good one for Danzaki. Now Thurgate, they've pushed the Wanderers back. United, oh, in the pass, Laval just hesitated. Shamoun with a good challenge, it looked, on Gabriel Clerc. Whistle comes to the Wanderers' rescue.
Get another look at it here, just a little toe poked through as Clerc goes to ground.
Lisby was looking to make that overlapping run. It's Brillante. He's got Priestman alongside him. Working this week on controlling passages of play a little bit better, Western Sydney, than they did against Sydney FC. They did create chances, though, against Sydney FC. That was one of the big positives to come out of the 2-1 defeat in the derby. Pasquale does well. Grimaldi dispossessed by Priestman. Milanovic on the charge. Manages to extricate himself from a pretty tight situation there. Now Kraev. Clisby's overlapping run. Mata in the area. The ball just squeezed away from him. It's Grimaldi again. Good ball for Ibusuki. Ibusuki looks up, crosses towards the back post. Jong with the interception. Mata again.
I don't mind the idea of the early ball there from Ibusuki. He's not going to be the kind of player to try and take his defender on 1v1. Just didn't quite have the leverage to find his teammate running through in the box.
Brilante's pass forces Western Sydney all the way back to build again. The active support for Western United now as their arms raised there by Brillante. That's what the Western United bench is calling for. The referee allows play to continue. Good challenge from Imai. Thurgate with Leonard. Now Pasquale. Imai looking long for his compatriot, but the ball slicing off the top of the laces, and comfortable in the end for Vidakovic. This is just the 4th A-League men's match to be played here at Iron Bark Fields. The stadium has also seen a number of A-League's women's matches, including finals football. The A-League women's competition that starts again next weekend. The Matildas, who are in action on Tuesday morning against Germany as well. Plenty going on in the women's game as well as right here in the A-League men's competition.
Well, it was a dramatic finish to the Auckland-Sydney FC game just earlier this afternoon, wasn't it?
A 1-0 victory to Auckland after Sydney FC had had a goal disallowed as well just a couple of moments earlier. And here come Western United looking to square the ledger here. Ibasuki. He's done well to keep that one alive. Danzaki. Pasquale with Russell now. The cross not finding its target at all. What Auckland also managed to achieve just about half an hour ago is the first home win of the round as well, because the Jets got up over MacArthur. Victory got up over Melbourne City in the Melbourne Derby last night. And the Phoenix recorded a 2-0 win away to Perth in the distance derby as well. Otherwise, the Mariners came from behind to draw 1-1 in Adelaide as well. So it's been a round for the away side. Here again, we're seeing that with Western Sydney leading for the moment over Western United. Berlante had to be alert there in that run of Thurgate, who scored the late equaliser last week in Wellington. You can see he's got that right thigh quite heavily strapped as well. Angus Thurgate. Here's Mata. Milanovic. Western Sydney happy to be patient in their build-up since they got that goal, which was very much a transitional goal.
Yeah, well, we're seeing them move quickly when that transition's on, but the final pass or the option to take it isn't there. The patience is, the build-up is. Really comfortable in possession. With the front line that the Western Sydney Wanderers have as well, I think there's plenty more goals available amongst them.
Flags up for offside against Borrello. The ball in behind Pasquale. Bonatic now the furthest forward for Western Sydney. Bonatic still going with Mata. Juan Mata with Borrello. He was looking to curl it. Well blocked by Tomoki Imai.
Well, yet again, Western United quick to get numbers behind the ball. The strike almost begging to be hit by one of the Wanderers players, and it was Borrello who opted for it. Well blocked in the end by Imai.
Russell almost giving the ball away immediately from the throw. Mata. Milanovic. Mata again, chopping back towards the right. Here's Kleur. His cross, Milanovic's header. Well, he scored a header against them last season, Nick Milanovic. Not on that occasion. There was a 5-0 win last season at Combank for Western Sydney against Western United, which included all 5 goals in the first half. And that's one of the 2 biggest defeats in Western United A-League history. They actually have a pair of 5-0 losses against Western Sydney.
very nearly added to their tally then through Milanovic. Drifted inside on that chance. He's been on the right wing for the Wanderers in this opening passage, but such an aerial threat, Nick Milanovic. Really good presence in the 6-yard box as well.
It was well played between Kraev and Mata. Priestman holds it up, looks for the Spaniard, the switch of play, intercepted by Charbel Shamoun. And fouled by Milanovic. Now, Gabriel Kleur has to be careful. Referees come across to have a word because Kleur was booked in the 26th minute.
Well, I think you heard what Reza Fagani was running over to have a stern word with Gabriel Kleur about.
Throwing the ball away, he actually threw it to one of his own teammates.
Might have had a word or two to say about it as well. And nonetheless, play goes on.
Here is Milanovic. The cross back post. And apart from the goal and 3 yellow cards, not too many stoppages in this first half here as football returns to Ironbark Fields and is graced by footballing royalty in the form of the World Cup winner, Juan Mata, the Euro winner as well with Spain, Champions League winner as well, played for Chelsea, Manchester United, Galatasaray, most recently Vissel Kobe in the J-League, although he only made 1 appearance last season with them. The cross, back post, Russell's header is a good one towards Iwasuki. Well defended, the follow-up from Pasquale. And he had to deal not only with the Western Sydney defenders, but also his own teammate, Angus Thurgate, who got in his way there.
Just half a moment of miscommunication and what was otherwise a really well-centred header from Tate Russell. It felt as though Pasquale almost shied away from the strike, knowing that Angus Thurgate was right on the edge.
Just the 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Is there time for Western United? Russell's pass will only find Kleur again. Milanovic can't control though. Is there something on here? Grimaldi with Pasquale. Here's Tate Russell. Accelerates through the legs of Danzaki. Oliver Laval might yet get there. It would have been unintentional, but it almost caused panic in the Wanderers' defence. But there will be no final chance in the opening 45 minutes, where Brandon Borello's goal just before the quarter hour, a well-taken strike on the counter-attack. Here's the difference between the two sides. There's been plenty of intensity in the duels, but for the moment, Western Sydney comfortable and in front by a 1-0 at half-time. And we will be right back after the break for all the half-time analysis and an interview or two.
offence when a spectator to enter the field of play without authorisation. The spectator that enters the field of play without authorisation will be evicted from the stadium. This event for any future matches, and I would please further questioning. Fines or fine may also be issued. AUTR was committed to providing a safe and enjoyable environment for everyone, and we ask you respect the players and officials by refraining in the CD goal. And the assist of the month award goes to eToro. Goals require assists, so pursue your financial goals on eToro with the assistance of over 35 million users. Ask questions, explore other investor strategies before understanding investments, get insights and ideas to build your ultimate portfolio for a wide variety of assets like global and local shares, crypto, ETFs and more. Join eToro, proud sponsors of the A-Leagues. The A-Leagues Unite round is just weeks away from Friday the 22nd to Sunday the 24th of November. Sydney will host the A-Leagues Unite round, bringing all clubs across the Isuzu UTE A-League men and Ninja A-League women together to play a complete round of 12 matches across 2 stadiums. The tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets from ticketek.com.au.
Is school driving you bonkers? Well, salivate with insanity no more, because Sparky's at your door. Don't miss SpongeBob SquarePants on Nickelodeon and Tenfei.
There's a mountain of football on Paramount Plus, the only place to see every A-Leagues, Combank Matildas and Subway Socceroos game. Live stream every game, every goal and every moment live from Paramount Plus.
And Ono with a clever first touch, and now he's trying to chip him. Oh my goodness! Shinji Ono, genius, you most certainly are. It's one of the great A-League goals, and it comes in a final, and it may well have put the Wanderers through to the grand final.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks halftime show. And it all started pretty spectacularly here at Ironbarks Field with Emma McDonald, the aerobatics Red Bull pilot, putting on quite the show for those that are here present for the match. And then it was down to the football grace. Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman highlights. And it all started pretty well for the away side.
Yeah, it did, and you'd have to say this was a little against the run of play. Western United had looked good moments before, but it was a direct pass over the top. Good hard running as well from Brandon Borello, and this is where he plays well, has space to run into in front of him. Really good strength shown on the ball, and it's a pretty wicked strike too. Laces through it, and Nick Milanovic notches up an assist as well for the afternoon.
The first assist of the season for him, and already Brandon Borello has equalled his tally of goals from last season. We're midway through the second game. There are the halftime stats. And Western Sydney, they had a number of those shots early. Probably the second 20 minutes of the half, 22 minutes, were a very even affair where neither side was really able to dominate. In the end, possession is in favour of Western Sydney, but Western United have shown plenty of attack going forward, more final third entries for them as well. But you can see the Jewels won very much in favour of the visitors. That is something Western United will be looking to even up in the second half. Now, we are very pleased to say we're being joined by Ben Garuccio during the halftime break, the injured Western United skipper. Ben, thank you very much for your time. How did you see that first half?
Yeah, I thought it was quite even, to be honest. I think outside of the goal, they didn't create too much. Maybe the header from Milo, but I think we were good. I think we need to do a little bit more in the second half, but there were some chances there. We pressed well at times, so hopefully we can improve on that. We're going with the wind, which should be a little bit easier in the second half.
And Ben, a quick word on your injury. How are you tracking? How's it coming along?
Yeah, it's coming really well. Obviously disappointing right on the eve of the season to pick up a little niggle, but yeah, it's just groin. It's a low grade, so I'm working back on the pitch and I'm hoping to be back very soon.
And skipper for the season, Ben, that's a huge appointment, and how special is that to you to get back out there wearing the captain's armband?
Yeah, it's an amazing moment for me. I'm very honoured to be the captain of this club, and yeah, I can't wait to get back out there. Obviously, it's gutting when you get an injury, especially right before the season, but I heard Trent Sainsbury talking last week, and the injury's not quite as bad as his, so it happens in football. I'm just looking forward to getting back out there, and hopefully the boys can get the win today.
Ben, the armband is half of it, but how is your new role this season? Because you're one of the more experienced players in a side that has so many academy graduates, so many youngsters. Do you feel that responsibility this season as well?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot. Obviously, it's my first time being captain, but I've got a lot of other experienced leaders around me, and the leadership group that we've formed with Hiroshi, Tomoki, Gussie, Seba as well. So those boys they're really helping me, and also James Donachie, who's also unfortunately out injured. So I'm not doing it by myself. I've got a lot of great help, and for me it's a massive honour. I'm trying to learn every day. I'm trying to help the boys as much as we can, and like you said, we've got so many great young talents, and it's just about nurturing them and helping them to become better players.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. We hope to see you back on the field very, very soon. Enjoy the second half.
Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, Ben Garuccio. Now let's have a look at the Paramount Plus Player Index, Grace, where Božidar Krajev is leading the way. He's seen a lot of the football. Brandon Borello courtesy of that goal, but it's all Western Sydney at the moment.
Yeah, just look at the front players for Western Sydney listed there in the Paramount Plus Player Index, really getting involved in a lot more touches despite possession across both teams being pretty even keel for that opening 45 minutes.
Well, we heard Ben Garuccio say it. There was probably just that one other real goal-scoring chance for the away side. It came courtesy of the head of Milo, as he said. Milanovic, Nick Milanovic, just heading over. He's good in the air. He's got a certain eye for goal as well. He'll be looking to break his drought for this season soon.
Yeah, well, for Western Sydney, just the one shot on target found its way into the back of the net. These ones have just gone begging, and equally so at the other end, Western United, well, they haven't been able to find the target with their shooting yet.
Well, we brought you up to date with the result earlier today. It was a bit of a thriller. Sydney FC away to Auckland at Mount Smart, and there was this moment, just 7 minutes from time, where Sydney FC thought they had broken the deadlock through Hayden Matthews, but in the end the goal was ruled out for offside against Patrick Klimala, which sparked huge celebrations in the crowd, but they were to be bettered in the 97th minute when the back heel from Painaka.
Well, what incredible scenes for Auckland, and what a moment. I mean, to win it, let alone win it in the 97th minute. It's heartbreak for Sydney FC, a tough one as well for the travelling Sky Blues, but for Steve Corica, a huge result, and a huge result for the new team in our league.
Well, there's also plenty of football coming up. Ronaldinho's 11, Jogo Bonito tour against Tim Cahill's 11. You can catch all of that action on 10 and 10 Bold on Friday, the 1st of November from 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And we will be back in a second with all the second half action from Iron Park Fields. Don't go away. A huge roar in front of over 75,000. It is Catley who delivers. It's a great ball. It's a great header. And it's Claire Wheeler, the smallest player on the pitch, who heads home to give the Matildas the lead.
And look what it means to her. Look at that celebration.
You can make it with Ninja. Barbecues are better with electric grills that sear and char like gas grill. Plus, you can also barbecue smoke in air pizza ovens that you can
I was hearing it throughout.
and barbecue smoke. No matter how you're spending your time outdoors, bring the indoors outdoors with Ninja.
Australia, the new Isuzu D-Max is reinvigorated and ready for life. No matter where you take it, from life in the city to finding new, faraway places. Knuckle down, or just soaking up the best of our beautiful country.
Oh, we're going to disappear a bit, we better come back. We'll probably do another I was mainly
The
listening.
Isuzu D-Max is regenerated and ready for life. No matter where you take it, go your own way with Isuzu. All right, everybody, big second half to come. Here come our boys in green. Make some noise for Western United. Don't forget after the game too, a chance to get some stuff signed from the players. So stick around after match to do that. Back to them, all the players.
Welcome back to Iron Bark Fields, the home of Western United. And they are trailing at the break by 1-0. Western Sydney Wanderers. Brandon Borello wearing the captain's armband with the only goal of the game. Hiroshi Ibasuki trying out his Spanish on Juan Mata. Ibasuki, who spent a lot of time in Spain, came through the ranks at Girona, Real Zaragoza, Sabadell, Sevilla and Valencia, amongst others, where Juan Mata was a Valencia player as well and a world champion before heading to English football. Juan Mata came through the ranks at a certain Real Madrid. And it is the Spaniard gets this second half underway. Great skill. Western Sydney didn't have it all their own way, but got that early goal and were able to defend it comfortably enough. But as we heard Ben Garuccio tell us during the halftime break, the wind will be at the backs of the home side now.
Yeah, it certainly will play a little bit of havoc. And we saw with the directness of Western Sydney how they used that to their benefit, and now Western United. We'll see if that changes anything about how they look to play, how they look to go forward.
Mata with Borello. Kraev at the back post. It's not a bad ball, Kraev. Can he bring it under control? Mata is there. Borello's in the middle. The cross in, just too high for Brandon Borello. And Tate Russell can clear with Laval. He can't control. As we have a look at the two teams at the bottom of your screens there. Western Sydney Wanderers unbeaten in their last 7 A-League matches when leading at half-time, just for a draw and 6 wins in that time. The last time someone came from behind to beat them, well, that was in May 2023, and it was Sydney FC. And there is the Wanderers line-up now with their flat back 4 and a few yellow cards around as well. Griezmann, Brillante in the middle of the park. Mata up alongside Brandon Borello. And even there, it's Borello doing more of the defensive duties. Now Mata tries to get involved, put the pressure on Thurgate, and he's done well. Has he? Yes, cleanly enough, according to the referee. With Borello, good pass for Priestman. Western Sydney can try and break here. Oscar Priestman, it's a good run. He's got the drop on Shamoon for the moment. Now on the left with Clisby. Borello ahead of him. Clisby still going. Looking to add to his 2 goals already against Western United.
Perhaps a little nudge in the back there from Jack Clisby. And otherwise, what was a better looking attack from the Western Sydney Wanderers, moved with pace, with large thanks to the run through the middle of the park from Priestman. And I don't mind Clisby getting away that early shot as well. I felt there was times in the first half where they moved forward really well and then came back and became a little stagnant.
Grimaldi getting down to the byline. The cross to the back post is a good one as well. Denzaki was there, so is Ibasuki. And the new man wearing the number 9 shirt opens his account in green and black. Hero Ibasuki, the new hero for those fans. And he has Western United back on level terms.
Well, a really, really important finish for Ibasuki on the Harvey Norman replay. Grimaldi, who's looked dangerous, dances around the ball and gets a lofted ball into the far post. It's not dealt with by the Wanderers' defence. And that is a technical, unwavering finish from Ibasuki to draw things level. Just drifts off his player, finds the strike as it comes down on the volley. It's taken really well.
They've just knocked over Alex Bonatig on his way through. Also, well, Grimaldi was involved in the build-up play. And perhaps Western United will get their tails up now. They did finish very strongly against Wellington Phoenix last week, coming from behind to earn a share of the spoils there. It was Angus Thurgate on that occasion. Now, with the home crowd behind them, and John Aloisi spoke about them in the pre-match press conference, how they want the fans to make the difference in tough matches. Well, they've come from behind and they're on front here, and Matt Grimaldi knew that Vidakovic was out of his goal.
Yeah, really liked the vision there from Grimaldi. I think it was the right idea, it was the right decision. Execution was lacking, he knows it as well.
And now the press. Jong. Coolly done with Kleur. Well, Grimaldi also came through the ranks when there was a certain Alessandro Diamanti here, who knew all about vision and spectacular goals as well. Nothing wrong with learning from the best. Coach wasn't a bad player either. Now Brillante, letting fly with a stinging drive that had Sutton diving away to his right.
I haven't seen a huge amount of Josh Brillante on the ball in this opening half. But he's got behind that hit really nicely.
Certainly not a prolific goal scorer either, just 10 in 237 now A-League matches. One last season. Milanovic loses out. Western United have it back again. Space for Ibasuki to turn. And he got his body in front as he was bundled over by Božidar Krajev.
He's done well to turn and face forward and found a good amount of space between the lines there. Wanderers looking a little exposed and drawing the foul out of Krajev.
Free kick taken casually by Pasquale, but it's worked. They've managed to release Shamoon down that left-hand side. The ball really running away down that end of the pitch. Pasquale with Thurgate. His cross. Oh, Laval has been bundled over. It might yet be there, and the ball just spinning around and into the gloves of Vidakovic. And another nervy moment in the penalty box for Western Sydney's defence. Bonatig. Younger brother Liam plays for Celtic in Scotland. Free kick taken quickly, but a little too quickly for Ali Reza Fagana's liking. Be careful, there's a number of players on yellow cards. Brendan Borrello is one of them, Tomoki Imai and Gabriel Kleur as well. Ball in behind Milanovic, but covering there, head of Shamoun. And Stajic. Shamoun keeps it in play, only just. Pasquale.
You can see the wind there as that ball was knocked up into the sky. Just been drawn backwards, and perhaps that's playing a little bit of havoc into Wanderers players reading the ball, struggling to deal with it in their own defensive third.
All the way back with Bonatig, whose cousin, as well as the younger brother who plays for Celtic, cousin Oliver Randazzo, plays for MacArthur, one of the youngsters, a young Socceroo. Their mums are sisters, and really talented footballing extended family. The ball in behind. Gabriel Kleur has front position. And again, with that wind at the back, it just runs all the way out. Brillante coming deep to pick up the ball. They've just played themselves into trouble, and in the end Riku Danzaki just sweeping the foot away from underneath Bonatig. A little bit of a let-off as Western Sydney invite the high press.
Well, Western United have been setting up like this all afternoon with the high line, not allowing the Wanderers to find that easy pass out of midfield and ultimately forcing them into a long ball. And a number of occasions it's Western United that are picking up that second ball.
Beautifully done, Grimaldi on the charge. Matt Grimaldi still going. It's blocked by Priestman. You can see how that ball held up in the wind as well when they tried to look long. Grimaldi got the better of Kleur, and here he is again, bundled off the ball this time by Priestman. Good challenge. Kraev. They want to keep the ball on the ground in these windy conditions. Kleur.
You wonder too how many minutes Juan Mata has available in his legs this afternoon. We know last week in the derby he came on with about 30 to play. Already far and exceeded that this afternoon.
Gabriel Kleur's done well, looks up to cross towards Borrello. Kraev is there as well, it's cleared. They're just struggling for the moment to get him on the ball as well. They could probably do with getting him into the action a little bit more, Western Sydney, because we know the quality, the pace and physical impact is not necessarily what he brings to the table. But Western Sydney would love to have someone with that technique and vision and get them onto the ball, settle things down, get them moving forward again. Milanovic. See Mata making that little dart in behind, wanted the ball into feet. Now Clisby. Here's the number 64. Gets it back from Priestman with Clisby. Kraev, that's strong. Wins the throw off Ibasuki. John Aloisi delighted to see the implication from his big number 9 coming back to help out the defensive duties. Mata's turn is a good one. Rolling Pasquale. Getting Clisby forward down the left. The cross is not bad either. Oh, and Milanovic was just backing off. Krajev arriving.
Well, that's exactly where Juan Mata needs to be on the ball more. You'll see he's under pressure, really strong. Turns, switches, creates an opportunity through the cross. And he's searching for the ball too. Sorry, Robbie, he's looking for it a couple of times in the first half. He looked a little frustrated when he wasn't receiving the ball to feet.
Bozanovski and Botic look like they're preparing to come into the game. Little touch. Borello, not a bad effort either. It was arrowing towards that top corner. Matt Sutton launched himself to his right and was happy to see it fly just over.
Got behind that well.
So Ollie Laval and Seb Pasquale, the two players making way just before the hour mark. Botic will be a straight swap, like for like, for Oliver Laval. And Bozanovski likewise in there in the middle of the park alongside Thurgate. It's the first one for Botic to chase up against Jong Tae-wook, and Botic has got the better of him. Touch back inside and Kleur concedes the corner.
Well, a great injection from the substitute in Botic. Fresh legs coming through and the willingness to chase and get stuck in.
Taken short. A little dummy. I'm not sure if that was intended like that. That's well played by the youngster Dylan Leonard, who knew that Grimaldi was in an offside position. Ran to collect his own pass and keep it in play.
Yeah, well done there by the young players. Grimaldi as well knew that had he touched it, would have been offside. But an even higher line now, Western United. As tight as they can be.
Now Alireza Fagani is telling the two strikers, Botic and Ibasuki, to get back. Now they were outside the box, not outside the D, but the players just saying, promise, we are outside. Now Krajev again. Well defended by Bozanovski. Came off the bench last week in Wellington. Reece Bozanovski, 10 appearances last season for John Aloisi's side. Jong with Kleur. Closed down by Shamoun. Relante with Kleur again. They've done that pretty well. Gabriel Kleur. Nice football, releasing Milanovic down the side. Oh, and well defended again by Dylan Leonard, who just balked Milanovic into that touch, I think.
The 17-year-old has really stood up this afternoon, hasn't he? Not too bothered by the experienced players running at him. He looks a pretty comfortable figure back there alongside Tomoki Imai.
Bozhidar Krajev, who came into the starting 11 at the expense of Aidan Hammond, now makes way. And so too does Juan Mata, replaced by Marcus Antonsen. So there's the answer to that question you asked, Grace. How many minutes does Juan Mata have in his legs? About an hour. At the moment anyway, and certainly less involved in the second half already, the 36-year-old Spaniard. Aidan Hammond, whose goal against Sydney FC was his second in 2 A-League games, having scored in his last appearance at the end of last season as well. So he'll be looking to make it 3-3 and have a goal that counts for a little bit more than a week ago. Oh, as that's a heavy touch from Vidakovic. Oh, and Ibusuki at the second attempt. Still it's there. Danzaki trying to follow up. Botic is on the ground in the box. Crazy passage of play.
Well, the hand of apology from Vidakovic. There's a bit to unpack here. It's a heavy touch. Second touch is a tackle, and it's a hefty one at that. Ibusuki thought he was in for all money for his second of the afternoon. And Botic, meanwhile, has remained on the ground, just gets back to his feet.
Well, that replay showed absolutely everything that happened. It was Bozanovski whose shot found Botic lying on the ground in the middle of the penalty area. Well, an initial mistake from Vidakovic and then 2 fantastic saves to deny Ibusuki. And now Western Sydney look to break with Aidan Hammond. The pass for Borello. Oh, he's got the better of the shot. Well, that was clever. That was experience from Brandon Borello, who read young Dylan Leonard like a book there.
Well, just glimpses, brief moments of Brandon Borello going forward. He does look really comfortable. Just few and far between at the moment when he's able to do much with them.
The substitutions having an immediate impact, just unsettling perhaps both sides as much as anything. Here's Bozanovski with Imai. Up the line, Tate Russell gets the throw. Here is Dylan Leonard, who got away with that first little misstep of the afternoon. Grimaldi. Well, outstanding prospect, Matt Grimaldi. No foul that time, although he asked the question by Josh Brillante. More passes into the penalty box than any other player in round 1. Grimaldi away to Wellington. Nice feet from Shamoun. Gets it back again. Helped on by Botic. Early ball for Danzaki. Midway through the second half, this game really starting to come to life.
Well, it was last week for Western United, a double substitution where the goal came not too long after. And you certainly sense the energy, the impact that that double sub for John Aloisi's side has made. Still plenty of football to be played just yet.
You can hear the singing and chanting of the service crew for Western United as their side look to take advantage of the wind at their backs in this second half. Vidakovic, perhaps rather fortunately, finds Priestman. Now Brillante. Well defended against Borello. Here they come again. Grimaldi, the shot off the post from Botic. Bozanovski following up, now Thurgate. Took a deflection, on the way through it will be a corner.
It feels like it's building to another goal for Western United. Really good chances starting to flow forward. This shot here ricochets off the post. Was begging to be passed out to his left, and the follow-up as well from Thurgate, which he hit really neatly.
Behind by Bonatig. Noah Botic, the substitute, with that effort. That's smashed off the post. Now Grimaldi's delivery. Nodded on. Borello needs support, finds it. Looking up the line towards Milanovic.
Yes.
It was Aidan Hammond looking to release the ball quickly. Now we're going to see another change here. It's Oscar Priestman who's coming off his first outing of the new season, last 67.5 minutes as Dylan Shikluna, the Maltese under-21 international, comes in. Oh, how about that? Very classy from Matt Sutton. Sold the big dummy to Marcus Antonsen.
I mean, those moments are great when you get away with them. Less so when you have your pocket picked, but nonetheless, a silky move from the goalkeeper.
Long, but with the wind, that's just going to run away. You can see the corner flag there. And of course, the plan is over the next few years, this will be a thriving community, an entertainment and sporting complex. This part of it, the training complex, Ironbark Fields, 15,000-seater stadium as well, shopping centres and homes to be coming into this area. For the moment, it is open to the elements. There is a fair bit of wind blowing from right to left on your screens. Brillante. Shikluna. All the way back with Bonatig. Brillante again. Now one over the top for Antonsen to chase. They try and tease out the Western United defenders. Create a little bit of space. Second ball in behind for Antonsen again. With Clisby. Now the cross in is not a bad one again. It's one in the air by Milanovic. And again, he can't direct it on target.
He's frustrated at himself more than anything else. His timing's always good there, Milanovic. Arrives right when he should, but just can't quite redirect it downward.
Leonard into the feet of Botic. He's come closest to breaking the deadlock just a couple of minutes ago off the woodwork. There you see the shots. All square at 13 apiece. Western United more on target. Those two from Ibasuki. The expected goals to go with it. They're just edging that as well. It has been a much improved second half performance from John Aloisi's men. A little bit of space for Chabel Chamoun again. Grimaldi. One way, then the other. Ibasuki holding on and just dragging down as Botic. And he just needs to adjust the radar a little bit, even if that one wouldn't have counted. He's not far off.
Not far off at all. Doesn't quite have the dial in. With that play, the ball through to Ibasuki's feet. Didn't quite get his first touch right. But here, that's exactly why he's where he is, Ibasuki. Looking for that hold-up play to try and drop it in.
Now Western United have it again. Danzaki getting the better of Brillante. Ibasuki deciding to just try and surprise everyone with a shot from distance. Hammond with Shikluna. Under pressure from Thurgate, he manages to hold on to it. They have to be careful here, Western Sydney. They're getting harassed. They're second to every ball at the moment. Western United are really starting to up the ante. 18 minutes to go.
Well, that long searching ball over the top for Western Sydney into the wind is not proving too fruitful at the moment. The ball just hangs in the air, gives Western United's defence plenty of time to read it and to make a challenge.
Shamoon back with Dylan Leonard, the 17-year-old. How about that for a switch of play? Under pressure from the teenager. Signed from Port Melbourne last year. That's a wasted ball from Shamoon. Spent last season with the MPL side, did Dylan Leonard. Signed a 2-year deal at the same time as another youngster, Luca Coveney, born Coveney's son, the former New Zealand international. Played in the NSL and the A-League.
For Dylan Leonard, I know we've mentioned him a few times now, but I can't imagine there's many 17-year-old halfbacks, centre-backs starting.
As Grimaldi tries to curl it around.
And growing in confidence for a young centre-back as the game's worn on, hitting that diagonal pass, a delightful switch of play. I think he's done plenty to have confidence, if not already, that John Aloisi obviously has in the youngster.
Shamoon. Shamoon again. Here is Leonard with Tomoki Imai. Ball into the feet of Danzaki. Ibasuki into the area. Defenders have to be careful. The cross overhit to the back post, and that's disappointing. They're just a little bit off at the moment, Western United, from really making this dominance count.
Yeah, that final pass too. The wind just picking up underneath the ball and carrying it over, and that's where the weight of pass, you've got to measure that so well.
Jong all the way back. "15 minutes to go." You can hear John Aloisi telling Shabs, Shamoon, to keep pushing forward, keep the pressure on. They can smell blood in the water, Western United. They need that win as well. No Hayden Fox alongside him this season. For John Aloisi, Hayden Fox is with Tony Popovic with the Socceroos these days. Grimaldi again does well. Botic, the willing runner, looks up, crosses, and it's Bonatig who heads away. They come again. Shamoon's cross. Great touch from Thurgate. Botic. Botic still, the cut back towards Ibasuki. Lunges at the ball, and somehow Western Sydney survive again. Antonsen. Now, they have to not give away the free kick. They don't. Imai did well. Bozanovski, his turn to cross. Western Sydney are under the pump now.
Yeah, it's a frustrating few minutes there for Western Sydney. Absorbing pressure time and time again. On a few occasions that they do win the ball back, they gift it back to Western United. Alan Stajic, no doubt, will be furious about those moments.
Abel Walati coming into the contest. He replaces Riku Danzaki, another of the academy graduates. And already a goal to his name, like Oliver Laval. It came in that 4-3 win over Perth last season, where the kids did the damage for Western United. And that one, just the adrenaline rush, a little too much for Abel Wality. He has to just get to grips with the wind as well. Well, there are the last 5 shots taken, and you can see there's been plenty of action in the last 10 minutes, and it's Western United on top.
And sharing it around as well. Botic undoubtedly has made an impact since coming on. Always looks lively, always looks dangerous.
Bozanovsky does well. Botic able to turn. Shamoun. Here's Grimaldi. A late run from Tate Russell on the far side was seen by Grimaldi, but thought better of it. Now Tomoki Imai finds the former Wanderer. Gabriel Cleur with a strong defensive header over Shamoun. Now Borello rides the challenge of Thurgate. Clever from Shikluna for Brillante. This is good football from Western Sydney as they bring the ball forward from right to left. Clisby with Hammond. Brillante. Back for Aidan Hammond again. Gabriel Cleur. Milanovic still. Oh, he tries the shot. That's ambitious when he had options in the middle. And again, Nick Milanovic.
Well, he's always going to be a threat, Nick Milanovic, and you certainly can't stand off a player of his quality, but he hasn't quite got his dial in this afternoon. A couple of headers, but always threatening.
The dribbling technique of Matt Sutton again holding up under closer inspection. Hammond gives it back to Brillante. Clisby. That's a strong challenge. Bozanovsky, Botic. He's got Grimaldi alongside him. It was a good challenge by Jong, but Thurgate finds Grimaldi. Somehow still has the football. Dispossessed in the end. Little ball for Antonsen to chase. Sutton thought about coming as it hung up in the wind. Now Aidan Hammond. Brillante back for Hammond. Brings it down. Aidan Hammond still. And now the shot from Antonsen. And there was an arm in there, I think, against Aidan Hammond in the build-up.
Well, Western Sydney just really struggling to fashion meaningful shots on target. They do go forward. Haven't really been challenging Matt Sutton in goal a great deal this afternoon.
Well, they're enjoying, certainly, the second half performance of their side. The men in green, there you can see it, that second half performance. Much superior from the home side, who have had more shots and much more XG as well. Free kick taken quickly by Russell. Botic with Wality. Ibasuki in the middle. Oh, Wality, lovely skills. Wality still going. Well, he did brilliantly. Ibasuki's asking the question of the referee. The referee wants to come and have a word to Hiroshi Ibasuki as well.
It was a sharp turn. And great power. As well as he drove into the box. Gets a chance to take another corner, and perhaps we'll take into account the wind on this one.
It is a good ball, the glancing header. Well, he just let the wind do the work, Abel Wality, that time. It was a really good ball in. already had an international experience. Spent 6 months at Akademisk in Denmark before returning in January of this year to Western United. 3 appearances at the back end of last season. Now the cross. Borello's going to get there. He looked to drive it in first time. Now Bozanovski settles things down with Thurgate. Here's Imai. Western Sydney hasn't always been textbook, but they have defended their goal with great desperation at times. Here's Grimaldi asking more questions. Thurgate does well. Russell. His cross, and again it's disappointing finish to some promising build-up play.
Little right shake of the head in the hands. He knows as well, is frustrated at himself. After some good physicality shown, Grimaldi again involved. Thurgate always looking to show for an option. Western Sydney haven't found the answer this afternoon to that high press from Western United. They haven't attempted to play through. Just a long clearing ball over the top.
Double substitution.
So the youngster, Ben Holliday, is coming on. Heard his name up in lights with Morton Excelsior in the cup run this season, and made his A-League debut after signing after a trial with Alan Stadic's side. Aidan Simmons also comes on to replace Nick Milanovic, so it's changes in the attacking third for Western Sydney. Aidan Simmons, who we've mostly seen at right back, but he is a player with a very attacking profile onto the right side of the attack.
Just heard the shouts as well on the sideline from Alan Stajic. Go Simo, go forward, and you can see the number 31 in the middle of the park pressed up a little higher. So a gamble perhaps from the Western Sydney team, looking to find a match winner.
Stajic and the team calling to Gabriel Clerc. I went down and watched training this week at Western Sydney, and they were working on these exact situations from set pieces and corners. It's Clisby that delivers. The ball might yet bounce. Shikluna, just the word from the coach saying let's not lose all our shape completely for the sake of a quick throw. It will be Gabriel Clerc to take. Back with Jong now, Vidakovic. Hammond does well. Brillante, let's have a look at the Paramount Plus player index. It's Ibasuki leading the way at the moment. That could all change here though. Shamoon into the area. And that's just a little too easy by Dylan Shikluna. Excellent defending.
Yeah, he's worked hard for that, Shikluna. Good work rate to get back, get some body on the ball. Otherwise, what was another good break from Western United. But he's done really well here. Just protects the ball as it travels over the line.
Jong with Clerc forward. Nice little touch from Antonsen for Simmons. Atkinson with another important touch as Hayden Hammond gets the ball away, but they're forced back to Bonatig. Clisby with Brillante. Hammond able to turn.
It's a bit more positive from Western Sydney. I said just moments earlier that they hadn't really looked to try and play through.
They might yet get something there. Oh, it's been spilt by Sutton. Came flying out and couldn't control the ball. It didn't fall in Western Sydney's favour. Now Clure with Holiday. He looked good when he came on in the derby, making things happen. Hammond turns in and out, back with Brillante. Scicluna. Another good ball wide. Gabriel Clure keeps it in, looks up, crosses, back post, above Antonsen. Simmons drives it back in. Antonsen, Hammond there again. Another block. And almost against the run of play in this second half, Western Sydney almost snatched it with 90 seconds left to play.
How about that for a clearance? Right to the bottom corner, but you're right, Western Sydney. A couple of substitutes and getting their ball on the foot, their foot on the ball rather, and playing through some of this Western United shape. They just looked much better in that last passage, much more comfortable.
Simmons can't keep it in play. And a point is better than a defeat for the two sets of supporters. But they will keep going for the final minutes. Hammond. Antonsen. Closed down by Imai. Hammond again, it's a good turn into the area. Wality there doing the defending. Hammond goes again. That's well played, Hayden Hammond. Ball all the way across the face of goal. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Now Ibasuki. Ibasuki still against Jong. Well, he's not going to run away from anyone, Ibasuki, but he's great at using his body to shield the ball. Looked like there was a little hand in there as well, perhaps, from the big man.
It almost looked like he was shaping up to try and get the early shot away, Ibasuki, but just couldn't quite get his balance right.
Now Thurgate. Grimaldi. Bozanovski, good turn away from trouble. Two minutes left. Oh, the pass just asks a little too much of Noah Botic, who gives it everything, but it's well shepherded out by Bonatig. Stajic wondering where the free kick was for his side a little earlier in that passage, perhaps. Well, it would be fantastic to win it at this stage, but it would also be heartbreaking for either side to lose it now. The long throw, Ibasuki looking for just the faintest of flicks. Long towards Holiday. Well defended by Dylan Leonard again. Thurgate fouled. And there is just 45 seconds left. Here's round 2 of the A-League men's competition. Going to finish with a thrill. Russell with Wallity. He looks up, crosses. Good ball as well. The header at the back post. Shamoon threw himself valiantly at the ball, but couldn't control his header back and get it on target.
Oh, it was a wicked cross into the box and tantalisingly close. Wouldn't that have been a way to wrap this game up? A little header helped on, but Shamoon has been really lively all afternoon.
And there it is. There is to be no winner. Spoils shared at Ironbark Fields. John Aloisi's side, who were trailing at the break to Brandon Borello's goal in the 14th minute, but equalised as Hiroshi Ibasuki opened his account for his new club with a volley from near range. 2 good goals and a very tightly fought contest as well, in which each side dominated a half, and in the end it finished all square. Both sides still looking for their first wins of the new season. It's finished here. Western United 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. Well, Juan Mata made his first start of the new season in his new colours as well, and played an hour. Again, didn't necessarily have the influence that we will expect for him in weeks and months to come as well, because we know the quality he has and the quality that his teammates will soon learn to use to their advantage as well. How about the performance of that youngster, Grace? Dylan Leonard.
Well, really stood up this afternoon, Dylan Leonard, the 17-year-old. Proved himself as not only a promising but an already very impressive young centre-back.
Yeah, for sure. I think, there's a way up to start.
Well, Ibasuki, 13 goals in his last 2 seasons at Adelaide. The Adelaide United fans weren't happy to see him leave, and we saw why today. A full 90 minutes from the big Japanese striker as well, 33 years of age. In fact, it's 28.